If you're interested in supporting this work, you can support me on Patreon, and that will help me make more videos and more podcasts for you in the future. Click the link down below on Patreon, or I'll put the link up here in the corner to Patreon, so you can go there and become a Patreon supporter.
Get mantra and meditation MP3s at JasonGallant.ca.
When approaching enlightenment, it's important to know that you are choosing to go beyond concepts, even the concept of enlightenment itself. You're choosing to empty the bowl that is your head of all preconceived notions of what you and existence is. Now, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to approach this path when you surrender your concepts as opposed to holding on to some things you think you know. In this internet age, we get this mass education of a blend between New Age philosophy, psychology, religion. And when people carry these concepts into the enlightenment path, they work more as a hindrance than a help. Now, there are some true concepts, but those concepts will resonate very much in what I'm saying as far as letting go of what you think you know. This is the heart. This is humility. You can see a very strong example of this when you see a student approach a teacher and then claim to the teacher that perhaps I am your teacher, because they twist words and concepts around, never realizing the fact that they have a need or a desire to win, a desire to have a power battle, when that's not freedom. But the ego is always searching to win. The ego is always searching to new battlegrounds to take over. The ego needs that excitement. You see, that's the mind. Now, I'm not saying you always have to lose either. I'm just saying the enlightenment path is about surrendering the game of win and lose for periods of time and letting go all concepts around winning and losing, battles around philosophy, idealism, and yes, religion. The truest religion surrenders itself. It's impossible to be receptive if you're already full. You won't receive anything. You're too busy matching what you know to the thing that you see before you. This is not receptivity. And receiving all that there is the ultimate receptivity. And this can only happen when you surrender your ideas. Right now, I know the sun is on my face. I'm receiving its warmth. And I do know that my shot right now, the video, is probably overexposed because of it. But I will receive that and let go of anything that causes me to resist it, because there's more freedom in that, in this moment. This is not a how-to video of how to be nice or how to be a better person. Being a better person is just going to have different rules depending on who you talk to. Sometimes a better person is looked at as an evil person. Sometimes a better person in this day and age, 20 years down the road, might be the better person. Who's to say? Don't play the game of better person. That's also a concept. Just realize that you're already free. You don't have to play any of these games. You don't have to chase idealism. The heart knows. The self knows what it needs to be in any one moment to be in perfect harmony with the environment. This goes beyond concept. It's instantaneous. There's no need to carry around the Coles Notes version of life in your back pocket, where there's a few simple rules that you have to live by no matter what. As you can see with major religions, there are some general rules, but it will take awareness for you to know when there are exceptions to those rules. The heart is where the rules come from, the real rules. And the rules will contradict themselves from moment to moment. Finding your way back home in yourself, the source of all intelligence. That's what the enlightenment journey is about. It isn't about information. It's about going to the source of all information. Before information itself. And no, there is no going really. It's only going to the mind. It's just a beingness, an absolute surrender to the beingness and to all the things that flow over top of the beingness. Some of these things will be known as discomfort. So often discomfort and the resistance to discomfort is what gives birth to idealism. It's a backup plan of the mind, so that you never need to experience that thing again that you didn't like. But when you know who you truly are, you will not be so invested in changing the wind. It comes and goes. Whether you do anything or don't do anything, the same result happens. This is all internal. Externally, perhaps you have a tent, perhaps you have a jacket, perhaps you do something to increase your comfort if it is within your control. But you never fully believe that the external is going to free you from the need to control. That's the self itself. That's the place within beyond concept. The place within that is that empty bowl that you call a head. When it is empty, that is you. That's the source of you. That's the source of all ideas and thoughts. They come from there, but they can also return there, be recycled. When you become a master of this, then you're a master of your mind. You become a master of the ego. You can give birth to the ego that is needed in any one moment if it serves you and the environment. But when it no longer is working for you, you can also let it go. You can change it like your pants. If you wore trousers, for the British here, in Canada we call pants trousers, we call them pants. So I'm not referring to underwear, although you can use that if you want. But when you're deeply immersed in Source, you can change your pants or your trousers. You're not stuck wearing the same ones for 20 years without washing them. I mean, we know that at some point they would become quite rotten. The mind also rots. When you understand this, then it makes sense to rejuvenate it. It's really the ego. You're rejuvenating the ego. You're rejuvenating the outward expression. Flowers bloom, and then they wilt, and then they bloom again. Embracing this cycle of life with the ego will bring new levels of freedom and expression to you. So if you're lucky enough to be working with a teacher, don't bring your concepts. Empty yourself to receive. Empty the mind. And then not only will you be receptive to the concepts to assist you with your next state of illusion, but you will also be able to receive the most important part of the transmission from a true teacher and a student, which is the self itself. The reminder that you are the self, and the experience that emanates from the true teacher to the student. I hope this helps you on your spiritual journey. Take care for now.